Hello and welcome back to my craft room. I've got an exciting announcement today because it's time to get started on another inspired by art collaboration. I shall be getting together again with 9 arty friends here on YouTube and Instagram. We don't all have, a couple of them don't have YouTube channels, so they'll just be posting on Instagram. Last time our merry band headed off into the forest to be inspired by forests, woods and trees, and it was really nice that some of our lovely viewers joined in and shared what they'd made, what they'd created inspired by that theme. And I really hope that a few more people will do that this time, because it's really fun to see all the different kind of takes on the theme. So this time we're going to be going down a rabbit hole and heading for a tea party. Can you guess what the theme's going to be? Yep, this time we're going to be inspired by Alice. So there are very few rules. All we have to do is to create something inspired by this theme. It can be using any media in any format. It just has to be something creative inspired by Alice. If you would like to join in, whatever floats your boat is fine, as long as it's something creative. If you hashtag it, I will put a link below and make sure I'm getting this right, but I think it's hashtag inspired by art collab. So if you do that when you share on Instagram and Facebook, we should be able to find you. It doesn't seem to work so well on YouTube for some reason, but that might just be me. If you tag me as well, that's probably a good idea, just to make sure I do pick it up. You can also share it in the Arty Farty Annie Group on Facebook. I will leave links to all of this below. So just to give you a few ideas of the sort, it doesn't have to be painting or drawing. It could be some kind of stitched project or other craft project. We had some lovely examples. We had a lovely quilt last time. There was a beautiful bauble. There was we had all kinds of things. It was lovely. It was really nice to see. And you could do anything. You could do anything from it could be a collage, it could be a cake, it could be a doll. Anything creative goes, honestly, whatever floats your boat. I have a couple of things I was just going to show you here, just to kind of wet your whistle, just that I've just grabbed from behind me in my craft room. So this was actually, this is the original piece. I bought this from Emily. So Emily, Little Illustrations, or Emily Arts here on YouTube. This was her piece. She's one of the collaborators, and this was her piece for our first collaboration, which was inspired by fairy stories, and she actually picked on Alice in Wonderland for that. And this was her piece for it, which is what an interesting take, isn't it? What a brilliant take on the white rabbit there, with some of the words in the background. Lovely. And I jumped at the chance to buy this one off her when she put it in her Etsy shop. I still need to get a frame for that. And then this is something I've shown recently. I will put a link to it so you can see, but this is the most amazing pop-up book you've ever seen. I mean, it's phenomenal. Just giving you a little peek there. I will leave a link to the full video where I go all through this book in case you want to have a look. Oh, it'll make you want it. It will make you want it. And then this is a project that I actually started probably a couple of years ago and never finished. So I might actually finish it as one of my kind of, sometimes I do 2 or 3 pieces for the collabs. Depends on how much time I've got and how long I take. So this was, somebody gave me a set. I think there are only, is it 3 or 4? I can't remember, 5. I can't remember how small this goes down now, and I can't get the top off. So it's one of these nesting dolls sets. Matryoshka dolls. I don't know how you say it. Well, yeah, there are actually quite a few, aren't there? That one might end up being the baby, I think. The baby that turns into a pig, I don't know. I want the Cheshire Cat in there somewhere. So yeah, I might go through and paint these, and that would be one of my collab pieces. I've got some other ideas I'd like to do. I might go a bit towards the dark side this time. Because there's definitely a very dark and weird side to Alice in Wonderland, isn't there? So this was meant to represent the rabbit hole. So this is like, you're almost looking from it's almost an inside out rabbit hole. You can see the sky looking up through there. And you can see a very surprised Alice falling down to the bottom of the rabbit hole, and some of the things she passed on the way. Drink me. these are things that was a puppet hand. I was doing puppets at the time. That's a project that I might finish, and I have got some other ideas as well. I also thought, let's just have a quick look at some of the pictures of because this is something I think is going to inspire my main piece, is the little girl who inspired the Alice story. Okay, so if you just put in real Alice in Wonderland in a Google search, you get all of these pictures of Alice Liddell come up, and she's the little girl who apparently asked Charles Dodgson, who wrote Alice in Wonderland, to tell her a story, and that's where it all came from. Here's a picture of her. So this is what, yeah. There are some I find a little bit these days. Some of the pictures that he took of her are a bit disturbing. I think it's interesting looking at all the little girls' expressions in all of these pictures. None of them look that pleased to be having their picture taken, and I know they had to keep a straight face for a long time, but there she is, a little bit older. I mean, that's not just someone who's having to sit still, is it? She looks really quite unhappy, I think. Here's a picture, another picture of her older. It's quite a challenging look, that, I think. Interesting. And then there are pictures of her as a much older lady. So I'm sure there's one down here. Must be it. Yes, that's her and her sisters a bit later on. I'm not finding any of the ones of Alice Liddell as an old lady now. How annoying. But anyway, you can look. There she is. That's not showing it very well. Anyway, it's too small a picture. Here we go. You might be able to see that one. Yeah, so some quite interesting expressions there. And she's got quite an interesting face, not just when she's older, but as a young person, quite an interesting face. And normally I don't really like drawing young faces, but And then there were also two other, so she was the person that inspired the story, but clearly the Alice that we're used to seeing from the original John Tenniel illustrations isn't based on what she looked like as a little girl. If I'm looking into it just a little bit, it seems that there are two other candidates for being the original kind of model. I think I read somewhere that Charles Dodgson gave 2 or 3 different photographs to John Tenniel to use as inspiration, and there are a couple of different candidates for little girls who might have inspired that look that we all know as Alice. So one of them is this Beatrice Henley, and you can kind of see, yeah, you can see the Alice we know there. And then there's this one, which is Mary Hilton Babcock. She very much looks like that kind of Alice, that typical Alice look. I'm trying to find one that shows it bigger and all. I mean, yeah, look at this one, you can see where they're showing. So that's Beatrice Henley. She's got a really interesting little, quite knowing expression. I think that's the thing, yeah. They have quite a knowing look, some of these little girl pictures. Yeah, quite interesting. That's as far as my head's got at the moment, thinking about it. I might be going to sculpt some kind of an art doll. I'm quite keen to have another go with that, having been inspired by the UR box from Johnny last month. That was quite good, so I might have another go at an art doll. I would quite like to finish this, and I would like to do some kind of a picture, so we'll see. I might even do all 3 things. It depends on how I go and how much else life decides to throw at me in the meantime. So the date for the big reveal, when we will all upload our videos and post our creations on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, the last day of February. So it's the 28th of February. What day of the week is that? I think it's a Tuesday. Yes, it's a Tuesday, the 28th of February. In the meantime, if you would like to join us, share your creations on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you use the hashtag so we can find you, and then I can include you in that. I like to do like a roundup kind of showcase video a couple of weeks after the event. So if you create anything inspired by this theme, post it on Instagram and Facebook or both sometime between now and the end of the month, and I will carry on looking for a couple of weeks afterwards as well till I put the sort of roundup video together. It'd be really nice if some of you join in, and I'd love to see what you do inspire. It's a great theme. There's so much scope to it. You could do so many things with this. So I think that's all I need to say for now. If I've missed anything, so I'm still, to be honest, my brain's still a bit foggy after the lurgy. So if I've forgotten anything, just shout me in the comments. I always check the comments, so I'll answer any questions there. Oh, don't forget, I'm doing a live on Saturday evening, 8 PM UK time, Saturday the 4th of February. I'm going to be painting a face or a couple of faces using just 3 colours of watercolour paint. So if you'd like to join me and do something similar, or bring along whatever you're working on, or just sit and join in the chat, that would be lovely. I'll be going on for a couple of hours until 10 PM UK time. Hopefully see you then. Okay, that's it. I'm really going now. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'll see you again soon. Bye.